welcome to
Stays Krunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those who need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is at SkimPod, SKIMPOD.
Stays Krunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Krunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Krunchy and Milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere. Fine podcasts are available. And of course, at the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Krunchy. And over on Twitch, where we're still Stays Krunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum216,
Lunchbox2099,
The Real ODP.
And I'm your host, the internet's Tayrel713.
Stays Krunchy. Stays Krunchy. Stays Krunchy. Stays Krunchy. Stays Krunchy. Stays Krunchy and Milk.
This is what happens when this is what happens when you put that knucklehead in charge. Them 4 years of him being in charge pulled us back as a nation like 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. It was insane. It's just like, bruh, you can't let people like him and then have him just like, I'm gonna put these judges in place and people who never had this job before, we'll let them do it. I'm like, nah, bruh, please don't. Where is my damn lyrics at? You will now consider me the apocalyptic one. After this rhyme, henceforth, there is none. No more will exist when I emerge from the mist in which I was born into, scorned. Most of you can't even comprehend what I am saying to you, even in my human form, the message I'm relaying. Why do you choose to mimic these whack MCs? Why do you choose to listen to R&B? Why do you choose to believe that something is fat just because it's played on the radio 20 times a day? My perception of poetical injection is ejaculation. The immaculate conception, the hall walker who stalks bodies in Central Park. Soon emergency service will outline that body in chalk. Then I begin to walk away and spit. Then when I walk away, I talk shit. A driver sprayed my face with mace. She didn't know that I enjoyed the taste of radioactive waste. When I'm in the backseat of your midtown taxi, don't even ask me for the cash G. The 4 cabs didn't pick me up. Now ask yourself who's gonna fucking stick me up. That is the Pharoah Monch's verse from Stress off of Organized Confusion's second album. The remix of that song is one of the things that made me fall in love with the box, because they played a remix all the time on the box back in the day. But hello and welcome to it.
the box was incredible. I discovered it in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh, see, we'll go. Of course, I had it in Georgia, but we'll go from there. It's episode 419, and we can only hope we'll win the Scotiabank Giller Prize one day. I'm joined by my best friend, this Tatum216.
Hello.
It's Lunchbox2099.
Rest in peace to Maximillian, the family dog.
I didn't know you had a family dog.
There's like 4 dogs over there. Well, three as of this afternoon.
Well, R.I.P. Maximillian. How old was Maximillian?
13 or 14.
Okay.
They got him. They found him as a puppy, like around the time my youngest brother was born. My youngest brother's a freshman in high school. So
Okay.
however old that is, like 13.
14. 14.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah. Because my kid's a freshman in high school and it's 14. So.
Yeah, my stepdad called me this afternoon, and told me that his back legs weren't working and his bowels were kind of went the way of non-controlled, and they thought he might have had a stroke, so they had him put down this afternoon. So he's no longer with us.
Oh man, well, that just stinks. Absolutely. Well, R.I.P. to Maximillian.
This year has not been a good year for me and things that are alive. Things and people. I've lost 2 cats, a dog, and both my grandmothers now.
I don't like how you worded it at all, but I hear you. And I respect you.
And my step-great-grandmother was in the hospital the other day. They thought she might have been dying. It's just not been a good year for that aspect of my life.
Yeah. In that region, it's been a little too much, too many people going on home or pets crossing the Rainbow Bridge and so forth. So yeah, that fucking blows. Oh goodness gracious. Well, there you go, people. We start off on a downer. I don't know what to do with that. So I'm just going.
Let's just let it be known if Max was still around and he was still in his youthful age, he would have went to a glory hole.
The dog?
The dog. Unlike the fourth member of our show who refuses vehemently, the dog would have done it.
I mean, are you going to go to a glory hole?
I have to be presented with one first.
I told you where one was in your neighborhood.
And then I gotta find enough dick to even get through the hole.
Well, say that up front, because it's a glory hole at the Big Lots around the corner from your house.
I know where that is.
Oh yeah, I know where that is too. Huh.
Maybe I need to check out these closeout prices.
I just don't know what's on the other side of that hole, and then it just seems.
I'm thinking the manager,
that's the beauty of it.
Whoever the manager is at Big Lots that day.
Well, as you can hear, we are. I don't know if you can hear. Maybe the sound quality is just so pristine that you don't understand that we are doing this remotely, which means we abide by the rules of remote recording, and that is a couple of news stories.
It means we can do whatever the fuck we want, but yeah.
we shoot the shit, and then we do some amateur assholes, and we walk on out this motherfucker. Cool guys, look, not looking back at the explosion. So I got a couple of stories. I only pulled a couple of stories today. I was just like, the news is just, it's in a state. So this one I thought, anytime this counts as our little local story. Plus, it's a weed story. Those are always fun. So plus it'll keep you up to date on what the weed transactions going on in the great state of Ohio. This is from the good people over at Cleveland Scene, and Geraldine Jordan is who posted this Monday of this week. A new Republican-led bill could be the middle-of-the-road solution to legalizing and taxing marijuana. Now, remember, we read about this a couple weeks back that they were trying to figure some shit out. The problem is both I think the president of the Senate and the governor is not real keen on legalizing trees. So that is what really is going to hold this back. Just when we thought full-blown marijuana legalization remained a distant reality, a Republican-led congressional marijuana legalization bill comes along that could end the federal prohibition on weed. Tell me more.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Marijuana Moment obtained the 116-page draft legislation, which is being led by Representative Nancy Mace, Republican of South Carolina, and aims to give 68% of Americans what they want: legal weed. With, of course, some limitations. Oh, this is on the federal level, which I should have realized when I just read that a little bit ago. This is not in the great state of Ohio. It just happens to be coming from Cleveland Scene, which is a local paper. The measure, titled the States Reform Act, is still in preliminary phase, but a final version could be filed as soon as the end of November. Described by Marijuana Moment as a compromise between simple descheduling, as proposed by other GOP lawmakers, and wide-ranging comprehensive legislation the Democratic leaders are championing, the measure would federally decriminalize marijuana while also creating a regulatory structure that would not step on the toes of the state markets where weed is already legal, including Michigan, meaning new rules would not necessarily apply to those states. The draft legislation proposes federally descheduling marijuana and treating it like booze, and placing a 3.75 excise tax on weed sales, with revenue going toward community reentry grant programs, law enforcement, and aid for businesses that obtain a weed license under the new bill. Interstate marijuana commerce would be regulated by the Treasury Department's Alcohol and Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau, and the Food and Drug Administration would be prevented from banning the use of cannabis in non-drug applications, but could prescribe serving sizes, certified designated cannabis products, and regulate pharmaceuticals derived from marijuana when it comes to medical weed. The U.S. Department of Agriculture would regulate raw cannabis as an agricultural commodity. Okay, but what about the people? Well, the measure would also make it so those with certain nonviolent federal cannabis convictions eligible for expungements and a mandatory age limit of 21 would be enforced for recreational cannabis sales. Veterans who consume marijuana would be exempt from discrimination when it comes to seeking federal work, and the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs would be allowed to issue recommendations for medical weed. However, veterans aside, federal agencies would still be able to drug test for marijuana under the measure. It should be noted that much of what is featured in the draft legislation could and likely will change as it approaches finalization. And of course, there's the hurdle that is President Joe Biden, who has been slow to embrace the legislation's movement, yet has been vocal about his belief that marijuana should be decriminalized, meaning people shouldn't be jailed for possession, but sales should remain illegal. In 2019, Biden said he still considered marijuana a gateway drug. It's not. Earlier this year, his administration sacked at least 5 White House staffers because of their previous marijuana use. However, Biden supports the state's rights to legalize weed and has given his support for the legalization of medical marijuana. Biden is also down for expunging records of cannabis for cannabis crimes. Although the president cannot deschedule cannabis unilaterally via an executive order, the Congressional Research Service says he has the power to order executive agencies to consider either altering their schedule of marijuana or changing their enforcement approach. A report published by CRS last week outlined several ways that Biden could bypass lawmakers to take steps toward legalizing marijuana, and though his pardon powers could grant mass clemency to those who face federal marijuana offenses. This new report affirms what advocates have long called for when it comes to taking decisive, consequential actions to end the senseless and cruel policy of marijuana criminalization. Normal political director Justin Streckel told Marijuana Moment, should the Biden administration wish to be in line with the political, economic, and moral realities surrounding cannabis policy, it should take action with haste.
Marijuana Moment is a great news site's name.
I like it. MarijuanaMoment.net if you want to get into it and check that out. So, word. That's at the federal level. That's not even the great state of Ohio. So, as we move toward, y'all ever seen the movie? Y'all ever seen the movie Hardware?
No.
Tell me more.
Hardware was a sci-fi movie. Shit, maybe from 1990. I'm guessing 1990. I'm going to look up Hardware right now. Hardware, and I'm going to type film afterwards and hope I don't pick up some other cinema classic. Hardware. That movie took place this particular movie took place in a futuristic L.A. where literal acid rain fell, so you couldn't go outside because it was acid rain falling, and
acid rain.
Weed came in just like a pack like cigarettes, and indeed it did come out in 1990. Holy shit! 1990 British science fiction horror film starring Dylan McDermott and Stacey Travis. The film,
British movie.
It took place in L.A. So I mean, if it was a British movie, they didn't make it a big deal. Was written by Richard Stanley, featured his directorial degree, also features cameos from Carl McCoy, Iggy Pop, and Lemmy. Since its release, it has become a cult film. The film is about a self-repairing robot that goes on a rampage in a post-apocalyptic slum. Fleetway Comics successfully sued the filmmakers over the screenplay because it plagiarized a short story entitled Shock that appeared in 1980 in Judge Dredd Annual 1981, a spin-off publication of the popular British weekly anthology comic 2000 AD. Check that out. Anyway, the lady smoked a lot of weed in Hardware because it was legal at that point in this future that this movie presented. And I thought that was neat. And I think the idea of federally legalized weed, and when it's like all the way legal, weed is going to be like a real fun time, I think. You go to your local get-go. And that guy, give me a pack of that there Indica Dream and have a good day. Just saying. It's a good time. Although I don't smoke weed at this point, so I mean, I I don't even know if I could smoke again. I don't ever want to fuck my lungs up like that, you know? and I used to be a chief champ, you know what I'm saying? But nah, man, I'm old now. Sitting there just hacking up a lung and shit. No, thank you. No, thank you, sir. I'm an elixirs man. I've told y'all that before. They're a much more saner product to me because 20 minutes after you take them, 20 minutes, like almost to the T. You're like 20 minutes later, we are flying. And I like the exactness of that because it's so precise. And like that's, like I said, you could, when I was a smoker, you could smoke because like all of a sudden, you know, you get to a point where that was described to me and I always refer to as the head crack. You'd be like, oh, there it is. I am high. Let's go ahead and tap this out and or pass it to the left hand side and say no thank you to any more. But again, one, it's a pandemic. I can't even imagine sharing some weed with somebody. Just passing the fucking on the left hand side. No, I cannot. But also, like I said, I'm just choking my full head out. No, thank you. I'm good. So that is that. This is from BBC World News because, like I said, when I can't find news anywhere, I end up just going to the World News because they have stories that have to do with things, and it's just much easier to find there. This story, oddly enough, is about Texas, but I got it from BBC World News because nobody else is talking about it. Judge says Texas school mask mandate ban violates disabled students' rights. A U.S. judge has overturned a Texas ban on mask mandates in schools, ruling it violated the rights of disabled students to learn during the pandemic. Judge Lee Yackel said the ban denied disabled children who are more likely to face COVID complications and the benefits of in-person learning. Districts may now set their own rules. Texas AG is looking to challenge Wednesday's decision. Mask mandates for pupils have sparked similar legal rows across the U.S. Children with certain underlying conditions who contract COVID-19 are more likely to experience severe acute biological effects and to require admission to a hospital and the hospital's intensive care unit, Judge Jago wrote. He said evidence presented in court showed these children are being denied the benefits of in-person learning on an equal basis as their peers without disabilities. The ruling is a culmination of months of legal wrangling between parents and the state after Governor Greg Abbott, issued the ban in May amid a declining COVID caseload. Mr. Abbott and other Republican state officials have argued COVID measures should be a personal choice, not mandated by the government. Disability Rights Texas, the advocacy group that filed the lawsuit, said Wednesday's decision showed Texas is not above federal law. No student should be forced to make the choice of forfeiting their education or risking their health, and now they won't have to, DRT attorney Kim Davis Rogers said in a statement. In a tweet late on Wednesday, AG Ken Paxton said he strongly disagreed with the decision and was considering all legal avenues to challenge it. DRT filed the suit in August on behalf of 14 students with disabilities, arguing the enforcement of the law discriminated against them and violated the 1990 ADA, Americans with Disability Act. Students with disabilities need in-person schooling more than other student groups, but they must be able to receive instruction and services safely, their complaint noted. Dale Carpenter, a law professor at Southern Methodist University in Dallas, said DRT chose an effective route to overturn the ban because the plaintiffs in this case are the most sympathetic plaintiffs one could imagine. He added that filing a federal suit also helped. Federal law is supreme to state law, and the federal courts are eager to enforce notions of federal supremacy where state courts have difficult time deciding whether a governor has adequate power, he said. But Professor Carpenter noted that the decision could have gone either way, and a different judge may well have called instead of a requirement that disabled students only attend virtual learning. This is a blueprint for action that could occur anywhere there's an anti-mask lawsuit in place, he told the BBC. Every school district in the country has students with disabilities who are placed at a heightened risk of complications from COVID-19, so there's nowhere in the country that this wouldn't apply in theory. In September, the U.S. Department of Justice issued a statement on the Texas case, noting the ban kept disabled children from attending school as some parents would keep them home due to COVID-19 risk, even though the children could safely attend school if mask protocols could be put in place. Over 3,300 new COVID cases were confirmed as of November 9th, according to government data, since the school year began in August. There have been a total of 211,000 confirmed positive cases in public school pupils. Some of the state's biggest school districts include Dallas, Austin, had moved forward with mask mandates in defiance of the order. Texas, the nation's second most popular state, has seen a downward trend in confirmed virus cases in recent weeks. A federal civil rights office is currently investigating similar bans in 5 other states. Word to the BBC.
If you guys want to watch a good documentary about the American Disability Act, there's a documentary called Crip Camp on Netflix. It's pretty amazing.
Give me the overall of it.
Okay, so it starts off talking about how these disabled youths would go to this camp. I believe it was in upstate New York. Don't quote me on that part on where it was, but they all got together and they used to go to this camp where they just felt like they were treated like people, and like they played games. They got to hang out with other people that were like them, and for a lot of these kids and teenagers, it was the first time they were ever treated like people.
Okay.
And then a couple of the youths that went to this camp ended up getting the American Disability Act not only instated, but like they staged protests, like what the main lady who was the narrative was about, like she went to the camp, she got it started, they did it, like they moved it, I think it was San Francisco, and got things started there. Then they it's a very interesting documentary about how these group of kids who started going to this camp pretty much got the idea of how they built the courage through this camp.
Okay.
And
so
they're the kids who got the American Disability Act going.
That's pretty fucking dope. Nice. All right, what's it called? It's Crip Camp on Netflix, you said?
Crip Camp on Netflix.
Right on. Y'all may want to give that a watch if you are so inclined. Speaking of various, streaming services, tomorrow is Disney Plus Day. And they're going to introduce a bunch of stuff and tell you what's coming down the pike in the future and so forth. So tomorrow, from the time we record this, you get Shang-Chi tomorrow. This will be on Disney Plus. If you hadn't seen it, you can watch tomorrow. You also, the 13 Marvel movies that have IMAX scenes, they're going to put those on Disney Plus so you can watch the full frame IMAX presentations on Disney Plus now. What else is coming down the pike? Just a bunch of cool shit. Like I say, I fuck with it because I Disney Plus has proven to be one of the more useful streaming platforms. I've gotten some real Disney Plus and oddly enough, Disney Plus and Apple Plus, Apple TV Plus have turned out to be like these are the places I go to for my entertainment. I don't actually watch a lot of TV much anymore, just because I watch a shitload of YouTube and I make shows and shit. I'm saying I'm my own content creator, and so when shit like this comes through, I'm like, all right, this is hype. I gotta see when Shang-Chi actually drops on Blu-ray because I like to own these things. I'm a physical media dork. So.
Yeah, my go-to things are right now HBO Max. Like, it's stuff there like every single week. Not only the shows that come on HBO, but like new content. Like today, the second season of Southside came out, and also I think it was the last few episodes of Love Life. Season 2, which was a pretty fantastic show.
Right on.
Oh yeah, and Discovery Plus. Like Discovery Plus is not only a great value Like it's only like $6.99 a month for no commercials.
Now, what's fun about that? Fun is a weird way for me to have worded that. Interesting about that is HBO Max, I think, is a part of just the overall deal. Now belongs to Discovery Plus, Discovery Networks. So at some point, that's all gonna get melded together into one little deal. It's like Hulu and Disney Plus and ESPN Plus are.
I'm looking forward to that because I wouldn't have to pay for Discovery Plus anymore. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like I said, at $6.99, it's a hell of a value. You got cooking shows. They got the home HGTV and like all the murder mystery stuff that you can shake a stick at. And then on top of that, they got like the whole 90-day fiance universe on there, like everything you could ever watch. Like they got the stuff that's on OWN. I know this isn't branded content.
I mean, it speaks to you in a specific way, and there's nothing wrong with sharing what speaks to you on our fucking show.
Yeah, I think you could find pretty much any kind of entertainment on there.
Yeah.
But YouTube is also pretty gold because I think I talked about it on the last episode. My son is really, my oldest son, is really getting into Good Mythical Morning now. I mean, I know it's not really like a kid show, but anything that they say that has adult content goes over his head. He doesn't know what they're talking about.
It's been interesting to watch that particular show grow into what it has become. Because I remember watching it back in the day, and it was kind of more kid friendly. But also at that point in time, I think I probably was watching it when they still were in the church. We talked about last week how they had left the church, and I don't doubt that they might have been a little more sensitive about things like that as back in the day. But as time has gone along, they've been like, man, we have grown up, our viewership has grown up. We might as well just every now and again crack a a weird underwear joke that some people get and some people don't. And it's just I fuck with it.
I think they they probably made it kid friendly, but they also made it I guess I would say it's like just for the common man. Like, who hasn't had an Oreo before?
Yeah.
Or doesn't have a favorite chip, or has a favorite Halloween candy? Because I feel like those were the episodes that grabbed Anthony. He was like, we just had Halloween candy, and then like ranking it and stuff like that. The shit blew his mind. He really liked it.
Cool. Yeah, that is a delightful portion of that program.
Man, a couple weeks ago, Emery. So we're upstairs playing on the computer, and Emery sitting on the desk. Anthony sitting in the other chair. Emery straight up sneezed directly into my eyes, like sneezed, like that shit was like a like Osmosis Jones. Like it was just like right in my face, into my eyes, and I was like, "Fuck." Whatever word I said, it wasn't appropriate to say right in front of my 4-year-old son. He's like, "What happened?" I was like, "You happened." So that's the kind of shit you deal with as a parent.
Shit, my cat did that to me the other day. I was laying in bed and she was laying on my shoulder, and then she looked down at near my face and just went chew right all over me. And I said the same thing. I was
impressive,
like, "Motherfucker!"
I'm impressed.
Or I yelled "son of a bitch." One of the two. Those are usually my go-tos.
She ate that whole cheese wheel. I'm impressed. I'm not even mad.
Well, I wasn't impressed. I was pretty mad.
Yeah, I get it.
Like that, all it was rage.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Since I'm already talking, I might as well keep the ball rolling.
Well, there you go. I was literally about to hand you the reins, so you got him. Right out.
So I'm going to talk about two things. One is a little, I guess, a pod called Cassidy, and since we're talking about revamping that show, why not?
Fair enough.
So the other day, on our other Patreon podcast that you'll get a week later, I don't even know if we talked about this on the air, but Nick Jew had recommended that I watch the new High Fidelity show.
Yeah.
It's not even new at this point. It's on Hulu. I know this isn't branded content, but yes, this show is on Hulu. And I like High Fidelity is, of course, you know, other than the people, the main character of the shows is the music.
Yeah.
And I heard a song on there, and I was like, man, I didn't know this song was that great.
What song is it, and what do they? I guess I have to watch that damn show. Just gonna be what it is.
Well, I don't know if they opened up the character. The Jack Black character is played by a black woman in this show.
Mm-hmm.
And when she came into the shop, she played "Come On, Eileen."
Okay.
Did they do that in the original movie?
This song always makes me laugh.
We'll get there. No, they did not. When Jack Black comes in, he plays Katrina in the Waves, "Walking on Sunshine."
Okay. Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, quite. Man, it's a toy. It's a toy in the background.
I just heard it. I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
That I was okay. So it's one of the many toys that I'm going to get rid of before Christmas comes. I'll have to talk to my partner about it because it's not something we bought. It's something her mom bought. But it's this fucking barn, and the boys legitly maybe in the last 3 years they played with it twice.
Okay.
And obviously, like, the batteries are about to run out or some shit on there because it been moving. So I'll take care of that later. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, Come On Eileen came out in like 1980 or like 1981.
Okay.
I was born in 81, but it's not like I was like extra familiar with the song. And you know, my parents weren't really listening to like pop music or like that. They were listening to R&B, rap, and funk. So it wasn't a song I was familiar with. But the way they introduced it in High Fidelity, it was like, man, let me hear this song again. So I had some. I think I had like $3 in Amazon cash. I'm like, I'll buy it. Let me listen to it. And I've been listening to it and singing it ever since. It's been stuck in my head. And I do remember, quite a few years ago. I think, of course, we were having lunch somewhere. It was me, you, and lunch, and y'all were talking about "Come On, Eileen," and I was just like, I had never heard that song before. At that point, and then to hear it again with these, with more mature ears, I enjoyed it.
I don't think it's possible to listen to that song with mature ears.
I mean,
It's got a cool little story behind it, though. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of
very.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find that.
I fuck with that all day. Every now throughout this episode, you gonna get that, and you'll be like, "What the fuck?" I love it. But
originally, like, the lyrics weren't even "Come On, Eileen." It was like James. It was James Brown. It was some. I'll look it up. But I did look it up on Genius. It's not Rap Genius no more, but they talked about it's like about it, the song was about their musical influences and stuff they used to listen to back in the day before they got on. So I don't really know how it came from, talking about James Brown to coming on somebody.
oh, I
can't help it that that's what I think of when I hear that line. Like,
I mean, that's what it's about now.
I only know that song from Tommy Boy, because like they were singing it along to it in the car during the road trip.
That's a movie that I haven't seen since it was like on HBO back in the day.
Vanessa just watched it maybe 3 days ago. How funny! That's not my kind of. I don't think I watched any of them. Chris Farley movies. Like when I know they exist, but I'm never like, I'm drawn to these cinema classics, and I get it. People love them and so forth. I know Fat Man in a Little Coat, But that's about it. That's about the depth of my knowledge of those films.
That's one of those movies where like I didn't get some of the jokes until I got older. So for me, it'd be like My Good Mythical Morning.
Like I remember, Tommy Boy's the one where they went on a road trip because Tommy's dad was running for a governor or something like that.
No,
That was Black Sheep.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Tommy Boy is the road trip because the family auto business is getting sold to Dan Aykroyd, right?
Yeah, his dad died like at his wedding. He married a gold digger who was already married. She was married to
Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe. It was
Bo Derek, right?
Yeah, Bo Derek was married to Rob Lowe, and then she married Chris Farley's dad, who has a heart attack at the wedding ceremony. And brothers don't shake hands. Brothers got a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the premise of the movie is like the father was trying to get like the bank to bankroll this like brake pad division he was dreaming of, and so the bank was going to foreclose on the company unless they sold product. So Chris Farley agrees to basically hand his shares over to the bank for more time so he can go on his dad's sales trip to try and drum up the business to save the company. Then other shit happens. It's funny, things happen. But that's the premise of the movie.
Correct.
Yeah, I was definitely mixing up Black Sheep and Tommy Boy together.
They're very similar. Like, in both movies, he's a fuck-up, trying to do good. David Spade plays, like, the straight man friend.
Is David Spade in both movies?
Yeah. That's why they're almost exactly the same. Just, like, different scenarios, but same premise and plot points.
Very interesting.
In Black Sheep, like his brother's running for governor or something, and he's like a fuck up, and the other party that he's running against keeps using Chris Farley's fuck ups as a way to make the brother look bad, so he doesn't win the governorship or some shit. So he's like trying to campaign for his brother, but not get in the way, and yeah. But I like both movies. I think Tommy Boy's a little bit better, but Black Sheep's all right if you like that kind of thing. Well, like, it's like T said, like it's like a certain type of comedic movie that like not everyone's gonna like that dumb humor kind of shit. Like fucking Gary Busey is in Black Sheep, like that's kind of how like crazy it is.
Gary Busey is pretty crazy.
Yeah, he plays like a war veteran. So a crazy war vet. So it's right up his alley.
They're like, I guess I don't want to really make fun of him, but like, I guess he had a brain injury or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And that's what pushed him off on the deep end.
I heard him on like Part of My Take, the Barstool podcast. Like he had an interview on there like 2 or 3 years ago. He was starting some sort of play in like New York or something, and I mean I don't know what the dude sounded like before the brain injury, but he's like fucking crazy. Like not like crazy thoughts, but just like the way he speaks and shit, and the things he says are kind of like not baseline. They're like real wackadoodle sounding, but like nothing like scary or threatening or anything. It's just like real high energy and kind of like someone who's trying to sound mystical,
Yeah, I get it. What's crazy is I was I'm listening to this audio book, and they said that 16% of serial killers, have brain injuries, and they said that like that's a lot because only 2% of the population have brain injuries.
Oh, so
well, isn't it like something depending on the type of injury, it makes it harder for you to process emotions and you're more apt to rage?
No, they didn't say all that. But they were talking about Richard Ramirez had like 2 early brain like 2 like contusions on his brain, and the son of Sam also had I think he only had one, but it was pretty interesting. I think John Wayne Gacy also had brain injury as well. But John Wayne Gacy, I kind of got some interesting theories about him, but we don't got to go into that tonight. So, my second thing was, so my my youngest son who sneezed in my face, he has a Kindle, and he's been doing this thing lately where we told him not to go on YouTube no more, and he'll go. He was like, it started. I think last week or the week before, he goes into his closet and he says, "I want some peace and quiet," with his Kindle. But he just goes in there to watch YouTube. And I mean, to be honest, I really don't have a big problem with him going on YouTube, but you know, he goes on this rabbit hole shit, and like, I don't know who the fuck is making this content, but it's some sick people out here.
Yes.
And it's these little videos that look like they're for kids, and they're under the YouTube Kids section, and it's the craziest shit I ever heard in my life. It was this one song. I wish I could find it, but it was just like the refrain was like, I come into your room at night and I kill you. I kill children. And it's like a little kid song and sing-songy talking about I kill kids at night, or I kill children.
Jesus Christ. You go through and report it?
I didn't. We just took the Kindle away like, man, turn this shit off.
There was like an episode, that Evil show. I don't know. See, this is one of those shows where like it bounces around now. Like it was, I think it started on Fox or CBS. I watched it on Netflix, and now I think it's on like streaming only on like Peacock or something. So I'll have to look it up because I watched the first season on Netflix, like I said, and I liked it. But it had an episode kind of like that where it was like they were using YouTube videos with like subliminal messages to brainwash kids with like that kind of shit, you know, like those weird songs. And you know, I wonder how much like inspiration they drew from the actual stuff that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, this shit wasn't subliminal. This shit actually said, I kill kids. I mean,
we've talked about it before in that I just use YouTube different than most people do. Like Boxers explain now, like it's basically he goes into his recommended section and just goes from there. Whereas me, I am subscribed to like 115 YouTube channels, right? And I just go to my subscribe to, and then I can let those roll. You know what I'm saying? Those will roll, but it's only gonna keep me in my own little bracket. You know, I'm not gonna go out of my little protective area. And I think that,
I guess what we would have to do is, and I've been talking about this anyway, create an email address for him.
Yeah.
And sign, like when we sign in, like make him like a curated list. But like he downloaded that YouTube app by himself.
Now he mad, I'm impressed.
And like he goes into all that stuff all himself. And it's funny, like you know, I think we had deleted it once before. He said, I'm just gonna download it again, and then Anthony was like, he right, he know how to download it. And then I was just like, all right, well, like I said, we'll have to figure out another way around it, because like, you know, he did all that stuff himself. We didn't put that stuff on because like in order for like we would have to sign in order to nip that in the bud. Like I said, he downloaded it himself. He discovered it himself. He wants to watch those you know, videos of other people playing Marvel games and shit like that, and Minecraft songs, and You know, that's pretty much like what it is for the most part.
Does YouTube have a an H filter?
Yeah, I think so. This should.
Would that help at all?
I don't know, because I honestly feel like this shit is just like, it's just random stuff. And I kind of feel like they sneaked those songs have to be snuck in somehow.
Yeah, and so you kind of gotta figure out what's going on there first, and then you can figure out how to kind of avoid them. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, every now and again, they'll throw something on my recommended page, and and that's the thing. YouTube starts you on the recommended page. You have to go dig through to go like I need to get to my subscriptions and just what I'm fucking with. So it's like they always like sometimes I'll see something on that recommended page. I'm like, oh, I fuck with this. Let me check it out. But also sometimes it'll be like Fox News, and I'm like, no, never put that shit on my page ever again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to go in and do a lot of. It's some effort involved in curating YouTube to behave like you want it to.
Yeah, for the most part, like you know, on our TV, like we'll go directly to, you know, the subscription so we can watch what we want to watch. But like, the stuff on the Kindles is just utter chaos. There's nobody signed in. It's on a website. It's not even because certain products won't get the YouTube app.
Yeah.
So it's utter nonsense.
You have to like side load shit and so forth.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm ready to throw the Kindles in the trash to begin with. But, yeah, I just thought that was fucking weird, and it was funny. I was talking to my partner about it earlier. I was like, damn, I should have just got out of there. I should have found out what it was so I could actually play the fucking song on the show.
Well, hey, next time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I've seen some weird shit like that. Like, my buddy showed me some shit like this like 2 years ago, where the chick who was in the videos is like a metal singer now. I think her name's Poppy.
I've heard of Poppy.
Poppy has some weird ass fucking creepy YouTube videos with dolls and weird phrases, and it's like kind of like what you're talking about.
Well, yeah. What's so crazy about that? Like, they're animated little songs that sound just like every other animated song out there.
Yeah. I remember when the kids used to watch, when the kids were, you know, more YouTube, they end up watching this. It was this channel where this lady, I guess, and her kids, maybe they were opening up toys, and then like they had Spider-Man come hang out with them, and it was just a dude dressed in a Spider-Man suit. and it's like, and I wonder one, if I could ever even find that, you know what I'm saying, like Spider-Man opening toys. I wonder if I could like dig that up if it's still on YouTube. But also, what the fuck was going on there? That was all cool.
I know like those toy opening channels are fucking huge because kids, like, people love watching people open shit and like, you know, piece it together or figure out what it is, and like kids watch YouTube way more than like adults do, I would think. So like they end up on those channels because it's the shit that they like.
I'm trying to see now if I can find it.
Yeah, I know that's how Ryan. I'm sure you guys don't even know who Ryan is, but Ryan is like this little kid who has like a Nickelodeon show now, but with his parents. But he started off just like on YouTube opening up toys, and then it went from opening up toys to his dad like animating like games and stuff like on the YouTube channel. Then
okay, keep going. Sorry.
I just set it up. That little dude got rich. Like he's like like a 10-year-old billionaire now.
So what I remember about this toy channel thing was this lady, of course, was popping, getting views, getting dough, and so much so that she ended up like opening up a channel for her sister. And like I said, and then her sister started getting love, and I'm like, I'm looking at this channel. I'm like, I wonder if this is it, because I just see kids on it. But like I said, I remember. Oh, this might be what you're talking about, Ryan's World.
Yeah, Ryan's World.
Yeah, I think Ryan's world and this toy channel are kind of walking neck and neck. It might be what that Spider-Man channel became. Unboxing toys collector. So I think I found it, and it seems to be now. It goes by Awesome Toy Collector. It has 857 million views, 1.45 million subscribers still after all this time. If I go and look at their videos, I'm trying to see how far back I can go. Because if I can go back to, it says 6 years ago, and I feel like it was way further back than that. So maybe they deleted some stuff. I can't call it. But I looked up, my search was Spider-Man toy opens toys. But yeah, it was just a weird time for there used to be the Mommy and Gracie show. There's this lady who was the mommy and her daughter Gracie, and they would open toys. But after a while, Gracie got older and was like, I don't fuck with this no more. And then not only that, Gracie came out as trans. And Gracie don't even go by Gracie no more. I don't know Gracie's name. I don't think I'm trying to dead name her. That's the only name I knew them by. So please don't take that as me shitting on that or trying to be disrespectful to that person's lived experience. But I check on Mommy every now and again of Mommy and Gracie fame. And let's see. I'm going to type it right now. Mommy and Gracie. And the channel now is called My World. It's no longer called the Mommy and Gracie Show. And Mommy's still there. And they have 752,000 subscribers after all these years. And even now, this lady still does this. She opens up dolls and toys and shit. That is what this lady does now. Just doesn't do it with her kid anymore. So it's interesting time. Yeah, YouTube was wild for me just some years back, but now YouTube with all the hooks and abilities that it has now for you know, rearing your kids, yeah, YouTube is probably some shit you got to be like on that shit. I remember Xander used to watch, you know, all the Thomas the Tank Engine shit, right?
Yeah.
But people would just go ahead and take toys and make stop motion animations of Thomas shit, but it'd be wild ass shit, like you said. So it's very interesting that how that all still is a concern.
Yeah, like, so he would start off listening to dinosaur songs or Halloween songs, and it just went fucking left from there.
Yeah. So like, if I click on home right now on my YouTube homepage, the Spider-Man reveal trailer for the Avengers video game, Dave Grohl, because I watched Dave Grohl on Deezus and Mero the other day on YouTube, and so of course now Dave Grohl's gonna pop up in my feed. Deezus and Mero, you know what I'm saying, Stranger Things season 4 trailer from 5 days ago, but I don't recall the trailer coming out and nobody talking about it. So that's another thing YouTube be doing. People be like, it's a new trailer, and it's like, I've not seen this anywhere from reputable sources. How you know, this particular channel, how do you get a new Stranger Things trailer and nobody else seems to have it, including Netflix? You know what I'm saying? So it's always interesting to see what goes down in that regard on YouTube.
Yeah, I think that did come out, but I just wasn't interested in watching it because I seen like the face of Drake's girlfriend on one of the ads, and I was like, I don't want to watch that.
Who the fuck is Drake's girlfriend at this point?
Millie Bobby Brown.
That is not Drake's girlfriend. Just because Drake wanted her for a while, don't mean that's his girlfriend.
Dude, it's like his whole big ass conspiracy theory. Like, it's like on Certified Lover Boy, he keeps on like shouting out this date. In the future, and this fucking Millie Bobby Brown's birthday.
That is relatively strange.
And all then right. like their whole I know it's like a TikTok conspiracy theory, but it's definitely on there.
I like the one where they splice in the ladies and gentlemen.
We got him. Yeah.
Well, there was like the one video of Drake fucking hitting on like the 17-year-old on stage.
Yeah,
we talked about that. Yeah.
But it goes like there's like evidence of this shit happening all the time.
Yeah, Drake Leonardo DiCaprio, many others. They're all
What did Leo do?
definitely leaning pedo.
What did
Oh,
Leo
this all
do?
same difference. Just TikTok conspiracy theories about people who are like, you know what I'm saying? I was at a bar with my friends when we were illegally in a bar. Now they kind of make that point, or they say they were like just wild young in a bar, and then Leo and Leo's manager come through, and the girl was like, I come back to the room, and Leo's manager is got my friend's pants down and is like looking at her pussy and diddling her and shit like that. There, it's just I'm like, it's just full of nonsense. I'm on Netflix right now, and I do not see a motherfucking Stranger Things trailer. I just want to point that out.
Maybe it was just it's a teaser that's not on Netflix.
I mean, but it's
Did you try
The Stranger
Netflix
Things
integrate?
trailer it's on YouTube. They went kind of ham on like the last trailer that came out was like 3 minutes long. I think it came out like a month or two ago.
yeah. See that I did see. Like I said, they act like this. Like I said, on my homepage, it's act like a brand new trailer that just dropped, and I'm like, there has not been a new Stranger Things trailer. What the hell are you talking about? So I'm scrolling through it right now, and I'm trying to see. Like I said,
Man, I watched that last Ghostbusters like 1 minute trailer that came out the other day.
yeah, I have not watched
that,
it yet.
That last couple seconds, oh my god, my dick got so hard.
Oh wow!
Wow, what kind of ghost action was popping there, sir?
It's a ghost boner. Ooh.
I was spooky horny.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
It's that fucking nostalgia,
I'm
man.
going to Big Lots.
Inject that shit into my penis. Like if they don't CGI, if they don't fucking CGI Egon's ghost in this movie somehow, like just have him be like a spirit, like behind fucking, fucking whatever. Like have him ride a guard dog or something.
Ooh, I got a special effect. Ooh,
Do you think we get Slimer?
practical magic. Ooh.
I doubt it, but who knows? Like they've got the fucking new Slimer in the trailer doing shit.
The new
Dan
Slimer?
Aykroyd's not the only one getting blown by a ghost.
In the trailer, there's like a Slimer looking ghost that in this trailer he was like shooting pebbles out of his mouth or something like that. Maybe we'll call this one Spitter.
Ooh, I got a Slimer in my pants. Ooh,
Oh my god.
I'm spitting marshmallows. But it's
Slimer
not-
would be a hell of a ghost to keep around if you had a premature ejaculation problem. Because at least that you could kind of blame it on him and like, the fucking ghost was by my pants again. It's ectoplasm, I swear.
Oh my god. I
Mike,
almost.
You can call me the Stay Hard Marshmallow Man. Ooh.
I'm not hanging out with you anymore.
Who you gonna call? Ghost blowers.
All right.
Nah, man, you remember the first movie? The ghost blew him.
I know. I said that a few minutes ago.
Did we discuss that?
I mean, we talked about it a couple
I've never
times
seen the
before.
movies before, but you guys have. It's been a big part of. I guess. Anytime you talk about Ghostbusters, you talking about when Dan Aykroyd got blew by the ghost.
Well, that's because like when I first watched it as a kid, I didn't know what was happening.
So in that particular scene, they make it out to be, they're so tired because they've been busting ghosts so much, and Dan
right there been
Aykroyd,
busting those ghosts.
Dan Aykroyd dreams that he's getting blown by a ghost.
Yeah.
But in reality, those people just were so attached to that damn blown the ghost joke. What it is, they cut a scene. In the scene was supposed to be Ray and Black Ghostbuster, because his name's just not going to come to Winston. Thank
Winston.
you. Ray and Winston went upstate New York to go fight some ghosts, and a ghost blew Ray. So it just happens. Ray got blown. But the studio was like, bro, you can't have that. And they're like, oh, okay, well, what about this? And so they because they were so attached to a ghost blowjob joke that they were like, even though they had to cut the scene, they still wanted to keep that bit, and so they just made it a dream sequence. I was just like, were you really that attached to that joke? I mean, we all remember it because it's like,
because it's fantastic, and I'm glad they fought for what they believed in.
nah, yeah. I don't know. Sure, I guess. But yeah, Ghostbusters is dope, bro. I got I just replaced my Blu-rays with 4Ks. So I add these Blu-rays, Ghostbusters 1 and 2, man. They could be Yo Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Only I'm keeping the Blu-ray case because it's nicer than the 4K cases. So you have them in the 4K cases. Although, wait a minute, now that I think about it, the 4K joints might have came with Blu-rays themselves. So I might just have an over-index of Ghostbusters on physical media right now.
I mean, all I know about Ghostbusters is the song. Both of the songs. Both of them are hell of, Bobby Brown and Ray Parker Jr.
Only one of them got sued. They had to come buy some dough. Which one?
Bobby Brown?
No, Bobby Brown was all good. Ray Parker Jr. had to pay Huey Lewis. Basically, Huey Lewis got writing credits on that song at that point because it's the same. It's the exact same beat as "I Want a New Drug." Just beat for fucking beat.
I'll have to listen to it. I only know the Ray Parker song. I don't know the.
Yeah. So
fuck you, Huey Lewis.
Hey, nah, bro. Don't steal. It's easy. Same thing happened to Vanilla Ice. You know what I'm saying? When he tried to say he didn't steal from
yeah, but the song don't say the Heart of Rock and Roll is in Cleveland. He was already fucked up, and then like the Ray Parker Jr. never probably survived again from off that.
No, Ray Parker does well off of Ghostbusters. He still, you know what I'm saying? He still get a cut because he wrote the lyrics. So he gets song. He just, you know what I'm saying? They had to split it basically.
Ray Parker Jr. wasn't in duets with
I feel like that's a fair trade though. Like if you only gotta do half the work, but you still get all that credit, that seems like a fair trade.
Hey.
I mean,
I wish I could steal half of the people's work and just like put a little razzle dazzle on the end and be like, look what I did.
Razzle dazzle. Shit.
Like if we could just start like stealing somebody else's podcast and throwing a couple of our sound bites in it and be like, new Skims up.
Borat's son isn't named Ray Parker Jr. His name is Huey Lewis.
Well, I guess there's a reason why some people hate that movie.
Nobody on this podcast.
I have no
that we know of.
I'm talking about anybody on this podcast right now. Maybe that cow that keep on moving in the back hated, but
or that ghost that's gonna blow me when we're done.
Ooh, I'm at Big Lots. They're also a sale on Christmas.
Man, what if it was a ghost on the other side of the glory hole?
I don't know, because it might end up being like one of those ghosts with a bunch of teeth, and that's no good.
Oh yeah, a fucking biter ghost. Shit.
I'm sorry.
But if they're ghosts, then it's just ethereal. It goes through you. You know, you won't feel the teeth. You wouldn't
feel the blowjob either.
No, yeah. You're not making sense here, buddy.
Yeah, it was like Ectoplasm, the ultimate lube or something. It was to replace blood.
Ectoplasm's great lube. Ooh, this is an actual. This is an astral glide.
Somewhere there's a fucking factory that's enslaved ghosts like Oompa Loompas, and it's just fucking milking them for their ectoplasm.
Just ectoplasm. This isn't water soluble.
Like what
Astro projection glide.
Oh my god. It's a good joke. It's a great joke even. But I'm gonna need you to stop. Oh my god.
Don't get caught alone, no.
Apparently, Claire made apple cider donuts. Of course, YouTube is still on my screen over here, so I just noticed that.
I haven't watched any more of her videos. Like, I know like she separated herself away from the kitchen, but man, I haven't like watched any of their videos besides like Carla's.
I haven't watched anybody from that kitchen except Sola, and I haven't watched Sola in like a year.
Yeah, I haven't watched her in a while either.
Wherever Solar pop up, I watch her, and I love me some Carla. I find Carla very attractive, and so I love watching her videos. So I fuck with both of those things.
It's amazing how something that I once enjoyed so much, I just don't give a single shit about anymore.
Ooh, big lot blowjobs.
This shit falls off, man, and that's to be expected and I guess respected to a certain degree, you know. All right, I guess we're on over to you, Dan. If you care to share anything, discuss your week, or
I do have something. I even wrote it down so I wouldn't forget.
Fair enough.
So, this is a question of how much one holds on to sentimental value compared to money. So, I have a T-shirt that I got at my first ever wrestling event that I went to back in 1997.
Oh.
It was a birthday gift. So like the tickets were a birthday gift from my dad and my stepmom. And my stepmom took me and a buddy from school. And it wasn't like a TV taping or anything like that. It was literally just a house show. So it was on like a Saturday. And I got a T-shirt at the event. It was Dude Love.
Oh man.
And
amazing.
I've had this shirt since that house show. Like it's still in my possession. It's literally in my closet. I was holding it in my hands 2 days ago. So this T-shirt has traveled everywhere I've lived with me for the last 25 years. And I was looking up shit on eBay the other night, and my stepdad brought over two giant Rubbermaid containers like you would store Christmas ornaments in and shit of loose toys that were in my mom's attic. And I was going through some of it the other night, and some of it's like it's stuff that like me and my brothers had up at my grandmother's house before she had moved in with my mom back in 2002, I believe it was, or 2003. So what my mom did was just put all of our shit into a Rubbermaid container, and then she brought it over to her house and stuck it in the attic. Well, I guess she was cleaning out some more shit from her attic and unburied it, and my brother didn't want to be bothered with it, so he dropped it off over here. And I was going through it a little bit, and there was like some wrestling stuff I had at my grandmother's house. So I was like going on eBay and looking up to see like what any of that shit might be worth. And that was how I stumbled upon like vintage wrestling shirts and what some of them are selling for. So this particular T-shirt sells for multiple hundreds of dollars. And so I was like, damn, like I could sell this shirt for $600. Or I could just, like, keep it because it has sentimental value. Like, I don't plan on wearing it. Like, I couldn't wear it right now if I wanted to. But, like, I know exactly where I got it, how I got it, you know, everything about it. And it's like, how much does the nostalgia really mean to me compared to money? You know, like, what would I be willing to sell that T-shirt for where I'd be like, here's 25 years of my life's memory, give me some money for it, you know. Like I feel
Give me
like
some money.
Well, that's what essentially I'd be doing. Like a shirt that I've had in my possession for almost 25 years, that was a part of my life. Like, would I be willing to give that up for $600? It's like, where's the limit, you know?
No, you sound just like Adam Sandler in that the weird Halloween costume guy. He's like, I'm weird Halloween costume guy. Give me some candy. You just sound just like him. I feel like, to a certain extent, memories never really fade if you can remember it. I mean, when you can't remember it, that shit really don't matter anymore anyway. So, sell the T-shirt, my dude.
Nostalgia, per Judge John Hodgman, the most toxic of impulses. because it'll make you think you want some shit more than you do, or it'll make you hold on to shit longer than you should. This could be, love of a whatever, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But in this case, it could just be a shirt that you cannot wear. The nostalgia part of it will still exist in your mind. You don't need to touch it to know that you're nostalgic about it, and you can stack some dough off of it. I'm not telling you to go sell it. I'm just saying I'd lean more toward, I'd probably sell it.
Take a picture of it.
Oh, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Do a nice like NFT of that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Just,
right click, copy.
I don't. Yeah, that shit is a strange thing to me. Even though I own several NBA Top Shots, so I mean, I guess technically I'm the problem. I hadn't bought any more in a long time, so mind you. But
I haven't either, man. I started deleting the emails and I don't even go on. It's going to be one of those things where I'm going to log on in 20 years and it's either going to be Beanie Babies or I'm going to be rich.
Didn't I send you an article the other day? I sent it to one of y'all about how much Beanie Babies are worth now.
You didn't send that to me.
I'll assume it came to me. I hadn't logged into this shit in forever, and I'm going to attempt to do it right now to see what my NBA Top Shot is doing.
Shit, I've been seeing Beanie Babies all over the place. I went thrift storing again today, and I saw some Beanie Babies around. It's like you can't go in this place and not see Beanie Babies. It's like a requirement. I found some pretty decent stuff today. Like, I'm be honest, I'm big on the glassware. Like, I'm big on coffee mugs and shit because they're generally cheap when you get them from the thrift store. They're like usually around $1. And if you can find some decent ones, man, they sell on eBay from like $15 to $20. Like, I found one today that was I didn't know what this was, but I looked it up when I was in there because it kind of had that vibe to me of like, oh, this is something that somebody would want. It was Susie Toronto, and it had like some sort of saying on it and shit. It was like a female type saying about buying shoes and shit. And I looked it up, and like those types of coffee mugs from this person's like brand or whatever sell for like $15 to $20 each. I've got a Disney one with Mickey Mouse on it that I bought at the one go for $1 that I could probably flip for $20. Today I found these two puppets that are Manhattan Toy Company from like 1999. It's like a dragon and a unicorn. The dragon I saw a couple sold on eBay for $45 in the last couple like weeks. I found a couple more. I found another remote for like that's the thing, like remotes sell for like old TVs and stereos and shit. So like if you find like a decent enough brand, like a Magnavox or something, I usually just look them up on eBay because the app's super easy to use. Found a Winnie the Pooh stuffed animal that I can give my mom as part of a Christmas gift if that happens. I definitely bought like 6 coffee mugs today. I bought a giant Ziggy tankard, like beer tankard from like 1979 for like $2.
That's dope.
We found a mooing candy dish still in the package for $3 that sells on eBay for like $30. I found like a Michigan glass, like the university. I found like a Florida State one. So like it's just decent stuff depending on where you go. Like a couple places I went today, I probably won't go back to for a while. Like they were kind of barren and they like a little overpriced. But some of the Goodwills around me, like especially the one out in like the burbs, got some decent stuff. And I got my printer came today that I bought off Best Buy the other night. So soon, and then I ordered shipping boxes right before we started the show from the post office because they'll bring them to you for free. So it's all coming together.
Won't he do it?
I own 21 NBA Top Shots now, meaning that means I bought packs. So I mean, I think that means I bought like 7 packs because I think it's 3 per pack, right? I think that's what it is. So that is my my Top Shot deal. Camera off, mic muted. All right. So that's my current situation with NBA Top Shot. I have not bought any in a very long time, and I have no real intention of copying more. So same as Dan says, I simply delete the emails and keep it moving. I
guess that's a pretty smart bet to avoid it.
We used to be on it. Like my man Chris from from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? He's been on the show a couple times and all that good shit. He used to be like, hey, yo, they're going up at this time. Jump on, and I would jump on and get them, and we'd all try to hop in line and see if we were like, because like it'll tell you straight up like, okay, you are number 35,000 in line, but there's only 30,000 of them. You can leave now. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was, and I don't know if it's still like that, but that's what it was for a while. So we would just jump in and be like, oh hey, did you get it? No, I didn't get it, or yeah, I did get it, and blah blah blah. So
how often do they still do it?
every day, not every day,
Every
but
day.
I get an email at least every day. If I jump over here to Gmail. Boop. And I for sure got one today that I have deleted. Let me slide on down to my trash. And I got an NBA Top Shot email today saying Ricky debuts, 36 new moments, 350,000 packs on sale tomorrow. And
how much is a pack?
So I was actually just looking at my whatever. The most I think I paid was like $15. Going to my, so let's see, 99999. Yeah, the most I ever paid was $14. $10 for a 1-pack, $9 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packs, and $14 for another specific pack. And again, the last time I bought anything was, if I look at it right here, 6 months ago. So I think basically hadn't been buying anything. But yeah, they drop packs here, and if I say click get ready for the drop, which I just did, it's $9 for a pack still. So, and it's just little video clips that I own a numbered version of.
Yeah.
And I don't own anything like super dope. I mean, I got a couple of Cavs moments that I fuck with. I'm like, oh sweet, that's because it's Cavs shit. I have a sweet Trae Young 3-pointer. I have let's see, I got a Tyler Hero layup. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I got a Colin Sexton, the Young Bull 3-pointer, but I don't have no dope like boom or something like that, like somebody dropping them. I don't have any rare ones, and that's because the rare ones they actually sell for more. These $9 packs are all commons. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just like buying a pack of whatever. And the other joints is they sell them for more, and I mean more, like a lot more. Like sometimes like, oh, it's $250 or it's $400. I'm like, bro, no, fuck off. You're not getting me on this. And because of that, because there's really no real way for you to get, anything worthwhile, I just kind of like, eh.
They don't throw you a bone. They're just like, for every, 1,000 NFTs, we're going to put a good one in.
Yeah. It'd be dope if they did that. They do not. While Box has stepped away, I might as well. So, next Friday, the 19th, a couple of things occur. One, my children are off to Disney World. Cool with that. We had the meeting about that this week, and everything's tight. Everything looks good. And even you and I discussed how much money I'm supposed to send with them. I'm probably going to end up actually sending more money than we discussed, because it turns out they're responsible for a few more meals than I was aware of until we had this meeting.
Oh.
So I'm probably going to stack them even maybe an extra $100 on top of what I was already sending them with. That way they are covered. But also next Friday debuts on Amazon Prime The Wheel of Time, which is a new show on Amazon Prime in the vein, if you will, of Game of Thrones. And I happen to turn my head right here on Twitter, and somebody and there's a Twitter thread that says The Wheel of Time isn't the next Game of Thrones, it's the original, because without Robert Jordan's sprawling epic, Game of Thrones would have never existed. And I absolutely love the Wheel of Time series of books. It's like I think it's like 14 or 15 books altogether. It might be like 16 books altogether.
So is this show, is it all coming out on one day, or are they going to serialize it?
I don't know how Amazon Prime works. Do they do week to week?
Some shows, I thought.
Yeah,
but so I don't know.
I bet you it'll end up being week to week, and that's fine. I like it, and I'm hoping. So if you from the trailers, looks fantastic. Everything seems to be real in line with the book. I'm not saying it'll be a perfect retelling of the book, but it's close as fuck, you know. And you got all the characters you're supposed to have so far, and they have people color, tons of people of color in the series, unlike Game of Thrones, which is just pretty much just all white. You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of fuck with that. And I'm very excited for it. So that starts next week. If you're gonna get down with the Wheel of Time. But so what happened today is they announced that they're gonna re-release the first book, which is called The Eye of the World, and they're gonna have Rosamund Pike, who is the actress who plays Moraine in the series, who's a big part of the books, and she's reading the book now. And I'm just like, I don't fuck with this at all. Because they gave a clip of it, and I listened to the clip, and I was like, no, thank you, because that doesn't sound good. The people who originally read this book for the audiobook, and even before, this is before Audible existed. They used to be, what was it called? It was called Audio Renaissance Presents The Wheel of Time. They're saying in this particular book, I'm on book 3 right now, The Dragon Reborn. And the people who read them are Kate Redding and Michael Kramer, who are actually married, husband and wife. And like, so the chapters go back and forth between from a woman's perspective, the women character's perspective, and from the men character perspective. So if it's the men's character perspective, or they're the main whatever, then Michael was reading it, and if it's the lady's perspective, then Kate is reading it, and it's so good, and they have such great voices, and that's what they do. They narrate audiobooks. That's their gig, and have been doing it for like ever now. And so Rosamund Pike is an actress, and I dig her, and I'm super excited for her in the role of Moraine. She looks amazing. But I listened to that little clip they offered, and I was like, hell no. So, but I'm wildly excited for the show. Like, this is a show they've been talking about for years. Sony is producing it with Amazon. They spent a lot of dough on it. And so I get to go back. I get this. I get my for people who watch Game of Thrones but also had read Game of Thrones, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them had like real issues with it. So this is me getting to have my issues with it and so forth. But also I hope I am more open to it. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, as I'm re-listening to it now, I'm like, you could probably cut all that from a TV show. Some parts of it, you know what I'm saying? As I listen, I'm like, you probably can't do that. There's a lot of inner monologues in the book that I don't know how you'd show that. You know what I'm saying? So you could probably, hack all that out. Unless you want to literally have somebody. There is a lot of people who actually talk to themselves. So not an inner monologue where they're literally like talking to themselves out loud. So I guess you could do that. But I don't know if what will and will not work on TV. But I'm very excited to see Moraine.
I just felt like a lot of the stuff that they did on that Game of Thrones show from the books,
yeah,
they either completely removed it or they glossed over it in a way that kind of made it feel unimportant, even though it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like Arya with the assassin stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that was made out to be like this giant thing, and then it was like kind of unimportant in the end.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I don't even want to delve into that particular situation. I hear you on that one, but I'm just hyped about this Wheel of Time series, and I'm hoping it goes hard. I hope it does. I hope it does what Game of Thrones did well, and I hope it fixes what Game of Thrones did poorly in a telling of the books. Also, about what's good about this particular series of books is done. They've been done. They finished them years ago. The author Robert Jordan actually passed away while working on finishing up the books, but he knew he was sick, and so what he did was he prepared tons of highly detailed notes, and chose a successor. He had his wife who is his editor, so she knows the sound of how the book should flow. Had her choose who would finish the books off. So the last 3 books actually was it was written, and he had taken all the notes, and it was such a giant tome. They were like, we got to break this up into 3 separate books because it's just so much to try to make into one book. So unlike Game of Thrones, which, you know what I'm saying, we sitting out there where after a while they had to kind of like, I don't know, let's maybe go this way, and kind of fucked up, you know, not no kindness to it, fucked up. I got to be real with myself and with people who fuck with Game of Thrones and know that that show ended on a bit of a fucking, you know, a wet fart, you know. But like I said, this particular series books, like Why the Last Man, has already had a definitive beginning, middle, and end. It is concluded. Everything is there. We know how the series ended, and so it should be easier to do it. So they gave them 8 episodes for the first, and they already approved it for a second season, which is not enough. But I'm excited to see where it goes and how they, like I said, how they do it, and excited to see these characters on the screen, you know, come to life. Like I said, their costumes look great. They look the part. As I'm looking at the image of it right now on Twitter, like I said, I'm hyped for the Wheel of Time TV show, which again comes out again. This ain't sponsored content. We don't do that yet, but it comes out starting November 19th, the day after this episode comes out. In fact, on Amazon Prime. So if you got Amazon Prime Video, you might maybe give it a watch, see what you think. And if you fuck with it, I would tell you the audiobooks are amazing. And you can read it. I mean, if you're a reader, like a physical reader, you like paper, you know what I'm saying, like smelling books and shit, go for it. But I would tell you the audiobooks are amazing and amazingly well read by Michael and Kate. Michael, what is Michael's last name? Kate Redding and Michael Kramer. So I'm telling you right now.
Did you listen to them all audio style?
Yes, end to end. This is this was my 2018, maybe my 2019. I'm trying to remember when I actually ran through these books, and I found spots on the internet where they were free and would stream them to my phone while I was at work. And this go around, I've been using my Audible credits and slowly but surely buying them all. Because I'm trying to be like, I really enjoyed it, and I owe these motherfuckers money, so I might as well, you know what I'm saying, pay them for it. So,
do you think you would read the books yourself, like the actual physical books?
No, I mean I'm not one of those dudes who is like, oh, if you listened, you didn't really read it, because that's just I know that to be a factually inaccurate statement.
Yeah, but I know you do like I know you like having physical copies of things.
Yeah, for sure. But these are just like, these are, I don't even know if they make them in hardback. I think these are always like a paperback kind of fun little, you know, fantasy novel situation.
With busty women on the cover?
No, but just looking like things that look like what you paint on the side of a van sometimes, which, you know, would be busty women sometimes.
Man, I wouldn't mind having one of those vans.
Let's see, the Eye of the World. Let me see if I can find you what the original image on the Eye of the World was. Images. Oh, I guess I need to put Robert Jordan. Oh, no, there it is. So. All right, here, let me actually use my old tool so I can find you a large version of it. Open a new tab. No, fucker, I just want to see the damn book cover. Open image in new tab. So what I did was I opened the link in a new tab. But actually, I just want the damn image. All right, I will put this in chat. And you can kind of see what the vibe of the books had back in the day. Real Dungeons and Dragons kind of vibe. Dungeons and Dragons, the old CBS cartoon. You remember that?
Furry boots. I mean, that looks very familiar, the look of it.
Yeah, because we probably saw books like this all over the place when we were in, and it's definitely a 80s vibe. I click back. Let me see if I can tell you when the Eye of the World. came out originally. This was originally released November 15th, 1990. So, yeah, it is an old series. And just like I said, I just found it delightful. I heard about it originally from Andrew Renee, who was a games media personality, and she was talking about how dope they were, and I was like, I'll give it a listen, because then I'd heard rumor that Sony was like considering trying to make it a series. I was like, well, I would like to have gotten these ingested before a series came out, and they've been working on this series now for years. And like, there's, like I said, there's all kinds of. I can't wait to see it. You know what I'm saying, when it's all said and done, through as the series goes on, there's all kinds of creatures and shit and powers being used and so forth. So I'm very excited for the Wheel of Time. And like I said, if you fuck with Game of Thrones, I think you might fuck with this. It is way less, considerably less, as in none, considerably less rapey than Game of Thrones. Not a whole lot of no unconsensual sex throughout that series that I can recall at all. Everybody has sex that wants to have sex. So that's all. That's nice, you know what I'm saying? So forth. And like I said, they travel all over this weird land, and there's all kinds of people who there's like, this must be, this seems Asian in their inspiration, but the people are described in ways that make them seem like they are more one shade or another and so forth. It's good shit. And there you go. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. But
We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the first edition of On the Road with the Real ODP, brought to you by Stays Krunchy and Milk. In this edition, I will be talking about a little trip to Mansfield Prison to do a tour of the reformatory, and a little trip to Cincinnati Zoo that we took. With me is my lovely wife. She's welcome to chime in and correct me on anything I'm wrong on. That's what she enjoys doing. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
And now, if you listen to the show long enough, you know I'm a big fan of the Shank, as it's so fondly known. And I wanted to do a tour of the Mansfield Reformatory because that's where it was filmed, and also it's part of history. And the tour was better than I thought it was going to be. It was a tour that involved a movie set, history lesson, prison life, paranormal activity, and architecture. And anything else I missed?
I think there was a lot of social commentary on how they treated prisoners.
Yes. I put up some pictures. Well, none of you follow me on Instagram, so why am I talking about that? These cells were small and made to fit two people, and man, I wouldn't put my dog in one of these cells. It was scary and ugly. And
it was like, what, 4x8?
Yes, give or take.
2 bunk beds, a urinal, and a sink. It was so sad.
I know.
And just stacked on top of each other in this cell block. It was just so sad.
Yeah, but it was really interesting. I'll say a few things about the movie aspect of it. It had some of the movie trivia on there, and some of the original set pieces, like the safe, which the warden kept his money and was then opened towards the end of the movie and saw it was empty. Spoiler alert. And that was the original was in there. They had the Brooks Memorial Library. I thought that was pretty cool. And had some of the scripts that were out there.
Yeah, they did a good job with the movie aspect of it.
And even if you're not a fan of the movie, there's other things to be had at this tour. This if you're a fan of Paranormal Activity, that's what they had there. And I'm not a big believer of this stuff, but there were some things.
Oh, tell them about the chair.
Okay, so there's this room with no windows or anything like that, and you sit in a chair and you're supposed to hear something. I'm like, okay, whatever. Against my daughter's wishes, she was freaked out. She's like, don't sit in that chair, don't sit in that chair. But I had to sit in a chair. It's there. It's asking me to sit in it. I sat in it, and I hear a bump behind me. I don't know what it was. My daughter heard it too, and that's what she freaked out. I didn't mean to freak out my daughter, but she gets scared of this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you always push the envelope with them.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be better people. My wife said she felt a few things too. Don't you tell them about that, dear?
I don't know. When I walked in the room, my hands wouldn't stop shaking, and it was I don't know. It just was weird. It was a weird feeling. It was like a shadow enveloped me.
You're supposed to see shadow people walking throughout the prison, but I didn't see any of that. I don't know what it is. I put my hand on the wall, and I felt, I guess you can call it an energy or something like that kind of gave me the chills, but maybe it's just a cold wall. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it was a drafty prison. There definitely were holes in the walls and the ceilings. I mean, I could go either way with it. It was, I mean, it's a prison, right? So, like, even if it's nothing more than that, it gives off a bad, just a bad energy. It's just
bad mojo.
Well, I don't know about mojo. But definitely there's a lot of pain and suffering to be had behind those walls, and you can feel it when you walk in.
Yeah. Yeah, they offer like Halloween overnights if you're brave enough for that. After my experience, I don't know if I am.
I'm definitely not.
The rest of my family said no, never. So we will not be going there for Halloween.
They also have a really hokey, it's probably not hokey. It's probably really scary, but haunted house that they were tearing down. So we didn't even get to see the whole tour, and we were still so impressed. Like, we missed out on solitary. We weren't able to go see the different wings of the cells. We were just, the only thing that was open to us was the administrative side, the movie sets, and then the main cell block. I guess the chapel and but that was all big buildings. It was a pretty cool thing. It's the Ohio State Reformatory.
The chapel was a lot bigger than I thought it was. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting one of those hospital chapels where it's like a room.
3 seats?
Yeah, 3-4 seats. It was a whole ass church.
Yeah, it was it was big. Well, they had to fit a lot of prisoners in there.
Yeah.
They said that when the prisoners came in, when it first started to become a prison instead of a reformatory, that they would have them declare a religion, and then there were different masses for the different religion. I guess masses. I'm Catholic. I don't know.
Different ceremonies. Different things.
Celebrations?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. They had different meetings for different religions, but they didn't care which god you worshiped. They just wanted you to worship one. Everyone had to. You had to worship one. You had to declare a religion.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about forcing people to declare a religion if they're not a religious type, but, I'm not in charge of a prison.
Well, I mean, certainly not a terrifying prison like that.
But there was some really cool stuff in there, and I really appreciated the tour. The architecture was really nice, too. I think they made it in such a way that, okay, I don't know how to explain this, but the guy really knew what he was doing. He designed it on purpose, so right dead in the center of the prison, center up and down, and
it was totally symmetrical.
Around.
No matter which way you folded it in half, it would be a mirror on itself. So diagonal, lengthwise, widthwise, it was all symmetrical. It was really neat. And right dead in the center, go ahead, honey.
Was an X made of light if you left these 4 doors open. The X would never move, and it would always be there as long as it was light shining in the 4 rooms. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And they said that it hadn't shifted very much, like less than an eighth of an inch over however many hundreds of years it's been around.
And I can't say enough good things about this tour. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Geez, there was there's other things that we could have taken part in that the kids probably wouldn't have been interested. But if you're a childless,
if you don't have kids, definitely get a guided tour.
get a guided tour or go see the prison confessionals. There's a guy who was in there from the 80s. He was in there, and he will talk about it. It's not like Scared Straight. He's not going to scream in your face. he's going to just talk about his experience in there.
Don't go to prison here while you're on a tour.
And behind it is actually Richland Correctional, which we drove by. I thought better of it, but I was thinking of telling the boys they're going to end up there if they don't start behaving.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't tell them that.
Well, I'm a good father once in a while.
It's really interesting to see, too, the dichotomy of the old reformatory and what they thought people needed to reform themselves into good citizens back in the 1890s versus what they do.
No.
You know, it was just so stark compared.
Well, it's more punitive now, and there's a prison industrial complex and things we just don't want to get into on a comedy podcast.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
And then from there, we headed down to Cincinnati, the Natty, as they call it.
Is that what they call it?
I hear some people call it the Natty. Some people call it Cincy.
I know our friend Lewis calls it the Dirty Natty.
The Dirty Natty.
I don't know if that's a thing or if that's just a Lewis thing.
Might be just a Lewis thing. It didn't seem too dirty to me. That was pretty nice. We went to the zoo. That's pretty much all we did while there was going to the zoo. So there's
nobody wanted to go to Cincinnati. No one wanted to stop there. My daughter wanted to see.
She wanted to see, as I told you in the last episode of Skim, she wanted to see the Miracle Hippo of Cincinnati.
Team Fiona.
And Fiona got a new stepdaddy, and we went around a few things. Saw my favorite animal, the Komodo dragon, and all its majesty was sleeping. And then when we went and saw the gorillas, they were also sleeping, but like so much like us. It reminded me of me sleeping when I was looking at that troop leader gorilla.
Oh my gosh, she was like laying with his dumb mouth open, with snoring. Gosh.
She needs a CPAP machine like I have.
That is 100% you.
So when we first got to the we first got to the hippo area to see Fiona, her mother BB, her stepdaddy, Tucker.
That's what he calls it.
Yeah. /that. And we call him Zoe on the show.
Zoe?
Zoe. His nickname is Zoe.
Okay.
And my daughter was in tears because there was no hippos out. It was supposed to be too cold for the hippos. We sat there, we cried. We
didn't cry. It was me and hugging. Sorry, I'm so bad at this. Just I don't know where to start. Go ahead.
That's why we got a master editor.
We didn't cry. Sorry. Go ahead.
My daughter and my wife were crying, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna find a zookeeper, and I'm gonna tell them it means a lot to us if we get to see Fiona.
But like, she's the miracle hippo. Like, are we kidding?
They said she wouldn't make it. She's here. She's strong. She's alive.
Who was at the Cincinnati Zoo?
Came to see BB.
Came to see Fiona.
We came to see Fiona.
And they all have a sad sob story about how far they came and how much their daughter loves the Instagram account and blah, blah, blah. Like, there was no way we were going to get to see her. They weren't going to take us in the behind-the-scenes pachyderm building or whatever.
Oh, I don't know. If I would have greased the wheels a little bit. How about a nice George
What?
Washington for your trouble, sir?
Oh my god. They
And
would have slapped you in the face.
well, we're about to leave, and out comes this bigger than a house, big ass hippo, and it was Tucker. Tucker came out swimming and everything like that, shitting in the water. It was majestic.
Wow.
And
He didn't poop in the water while we were there.
he didn't? I could have sworn he did. That's why I was like disgusted by the fish that were eating it.
Yeah, that was all you could talk about.
Well, no, I was very impressed with Tucker. He was big. He was bigger than I expected him to be.
He's big.
I mean, how else do you describe him?
I mean, he's a freaking tank. He's huge.
Gigantic. But my daughter was ecstatic because she's already seen Fiona and BB on a prior trip, and it was Tucker she came to see, and she got to see Tucker, and she was so happy.
Yeah, it was heartwarming because she has been having a hard time adjusting. She's the oldest, and she's been having a hard time adjusting to the whole different lifestyle. She's the one who kind of gets it the most, and she's the one who's had to say goodbye and really understand what goodbye means. And she just wanted this one thing. That's why we were standing there sobbing, was because she just wanted to see these hippos before she left the seat she grew up in, and it was really sad.
But it worked out.
But then he came out. His little
Made it
sunlight
all
crown.
worth it.
Yeah, he's got crazy teeth, though. If you are ever inclined, Google a picture of hippopotamus teeth. They go like
Aren't they
horizontal, but like the bottom teeth like shoot straight out,
Oh,
not up and down like our teeth,
the better to kill you with.
or like impale a crocodile.
Yeah, did it fight crocodiles a lot?
I think so.
Well, that was our trip to the Cincinnati Zoo.
Yeah, it was definitely, unless you're obsessed with Fiona and you're a 10-year-old.
Well, I've never seen a Komodo dragon before the Cincinnati Zoo.
That was,
so I was
also
very happy with that.
very large. The last time we went,
It was farther away.
it was really far away, like bathing in the sun, doing its summertime thing. But this time, he was inside in his little indoor winter pen, and he was up close to the glass. And man, he was huge.
Yeah, I can see why people don't want to fuck with that thing.
I mean, I looked like he could be ridden like a little pony.
Well, you look like it also can eat a human being, which it can. Hudo was his name.
Hudo?
Hudo the Komodo dragon.
Did our daughter teach you that?
No, it was on one of the signs.
Oh. So we were in the, I don't know if you heard her, but we were in the manatee room, and I was like, just standing there, and some guy was like, wonder what their names are. And I was like, oh, it's da-da-da, da-da-da, and Slim Shady. And
Slim Shady?
everyone turned around and was like, how does this little girl know that? And then she points up at a sign that has like all their names and what they eat and how old they are. And she's like, you adults are all idiots.
I hope she didn't say that out loud.
No, it's just the look on her face. She just pointed at the sign like, it's right there. Look around.
That's another thing. It's not called the Florida House, but it's the Florida House, basically. And it had manatees and all the other... But it had some animals in there that's like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to come across this when I go to Florida. Fucking alligators, big-ass snakes called... What the hell was that snake called? It didn't have a snake-like name. It was like
a palmetto snapper or something like that.
Yeah, it's a palmetto scrub or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Scrub, like I wouldn't be afraid of
Sounds like a
something
bush.
called a scrub. It's a big-ass snake.
No, Florida's frightening.
Yeah, Florida's frightening. Not just because of Ron DeSantis.
I was going to say not just because of the ecosystems, but...
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to get political.
But we'll be fine. If Kevin gets eaten, Kevin gets eaten.
Yeah, you don't have to bleep out Kevin's name.
Kevin's our Boston Terrier.
Yep. He's the one making noise in the background right now, not respecting this recording.
He's snorkeling.
Oh man, but I look forward to more editions of this on the road with the Real ODP. Hopefully, it can not miss so many episodes. Would you please stop making that disgusting slinking noise?
It's not me, it's Kevin.
I wouldn't tell her to stop making that noise.
Ew.
But hopefully I can do them live and tell you about these in person, so Vox can make jokes about me visiting glory holes. And yeah, never mind. And that's it for this edition of On the Road with the Real ODP, brought to you always by Stays Krunchy and Milk.
And now back to Skip.
That's what we do, people. We gonna keep motherfucking moving and roll along here, and I'm gonna head on over to Reddit. And Reddit, just like the news this week, I don't know, it's challenging to me. I didn't see a lot of shit that got me excited, but I'll rattle them off. I'll rattle them off to you, and you let me know if any of them speak to you, and if not, hey, no worries.
No ectoplasm here.
So we head to Reddit. We go to the subreddit. Am I the asshole? We ask the question. Well, we try to answer beforehand. Are these people the fucking asshole? Question the first. Am I the asshole for saying I will never spend Christmas with my in-laws? Am I the asshole for moving out, taking all my stuff, and not telling my roommates? Am I the asshole for sitting in the front seat with my friend and telling his girlfriend to sit in the back?
I like that one.
Am I the asshole for not paying back a loan I didn't know I had? Keep in mind, this is a personal loan, not a bank loan. And am I the asshole for being mad about my family hiring a private investigator to investigate my girlfriend?
Damn.
I felt like that one could be fake, which is why I pulled it. I was like, that seemed dumb as shit. That seemed like it's gonna be some Matlock shit.
I mean, it depends, man. Like, I could see some like rich family wanting to vet like a potential gold digger.
I guess.
Yeah, I do want to hear the girlfriend sitting in the back seat one.
Then we start with that. Am I the asshole for sitting in the front seat with my friend and telling his girlfriend to sit in the back? Is this person an asshole?
No.
No.
No, because I am a tall man and I know what it is to try to stuff my ass in the back seat. It cannot happen. I'm always riding shotgun if I'm not driving the fucking car. Just because I have to. It's just what it is, what I'm built for. We were heading somewhere with my friend and his girlfriend, and I called shotgun and run in front of her and took the passenger front seat.
Asshole.
My friend said we're not doing shotguns, and the front seat only goes to his girlfriend or his grandma when either of them is present, and that even his mom gives up the front seat out of respect for the girlfriend and their relationship. I said, I don't care about the overdramatic stuff. I'm sitting in the front. He told me I either go to the back or he's not taking me. His car, his rules. His girlfriend stood there silent the whole time, but I could tell she was annoyed. I felt awkward, and when I feel awkward, my brain freezes, and I told his girlfriend to go sit in the back and let the drama go. I sat in the front and told my friend to get in and drive. He told me to get out of the car or find another way to get myself to our destination since I had no respect. Am I the asshole?
Yeah. And then on top of that, like, he tried to put the girlfriend in it, like, she didn't even do shit. She didn't say shit. So he a double asshole.
Oh, shit.
Also kind of a cock block.
I mean, nah, at that point, that's your girlfriend. Yeah, they can't block nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying consent doesn't exist in relationships?
No, I'm saying that once you are in a relationship, ain't nobody stopping y'all from fucking. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
It is. If it causes a fight.
The only thing that can stop you from fucking is you.
Even if he causes a fight, y'all can make up and fuck. So All he's done is
That's a spooky good ending.
Big words.
Let's scroll down and see what these streets are saying. You're the asshole, definitely. You may not care about the over dramatic stuff, but they clearly do, and it's just social etiquette. You should have just respected that instead of being a douche, and it makes and a douche about it and making things awkward. Let's see. Is the OP 12? Seriously, OP. LOL, girlfriend go to back seat. OP's friend. Dude, front passenger goes either my grandma or my girlfriend. OP. I don't care about the dramatic stuff. I was here first. I have a feeling that he didn't run in front of her, but rather he pushed her out of the way to get shotgun. OP's real immature. I'm scrolling. Actually, OP does care about the overdramatic stuff enough to demand the front seat when everybody else is telling them not to. Fair enough. Yeah, I tried to give him a not an asshole because I thought he explained that I'm a tall guy and I need to ride shotgun because of the reasons. But no,
he didn't say none of that.
Just a dick. And what he's just did, he's not cock blocked. What he's done now is friend blocked himself. They probably not gonna be cool after this, bruh. You probably just stuck a fork in your relationship with this dude.
They gonna break up with him. He ain't worth it.
All right, y'all heard the other ones. Any of those spark your interest in particular?
That one. What was the last one again?
The PI one, private investigator.
Yeah, I mean that one we kind of had a little bit debate about.
All right, fair enough. I'm just going to ask the question: am I the asshole for being mad about my girlfriend, about my family hiring a private investigator to investigate my girlfriend? I would think this person is not the asshole for being angry with his family for doing this. That's a real intrusive shit. So no, I'm not gonna call him an asshole for this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go no.
I guess I gotta go yes.
My girlfriend and I moved in together last month, and I am planning on proposing soon. I introduced her to my family before we moved in together. A few weeks ago, after the introduction, my parents, brother, and some other family members sat me down to discuss something serious. After I told everyone we were going to live together, my parents, uncle, and brother had a private investigation done on a girlfriend. I'll say up front that 14 years ago, my girlfriend had an admitted gambling problem. It's not a secret. She works with Gamblers Anonymous. She is a sponsor for recovering gambling addicts, and she's posted about gambling addiction online and done many speeches and interviews about it over the years. She's spoken before politicians about it too. Anyone who searches her name, looks at social media, or even talks to her would know. She told me about it the second time we met after our first date because she wanted to be honest. I also want to say though she makes no excuses when she used to gamble, she was self-employed, financially supporting herself, and didn't have any kids or people depending on her. So she only ever used her own money and affected herself. She didn't affect others financially or borrow or steal from family or friends. She doesn't make excuses, but what ended up getting her to quit was moving in to help her grandfather. And once she was made a co-signer on his bank account and bills, she realized she needed to stop. Since she stopped, she served 8 years in the Army. She's in the National Guard now and became a condo owner and has no debt and is a great credit score. Firstly, she was honest with me, and secondly, it was in the past. I'll admit dumb things when I was younger, the same age she was when she gambled. I used to be one of those idiots with a modified car who went to parking lot meetings with other people like me. I used to drive like a complete idiot, thinking I was Vin Diesel in the Fast and Furious. It took someone I knew dying in a crash to smarten me up. I thank the universe every day that I never hurt myself or another person. I don't think I have room to talk about other people's past considering mine. I was also honest to my girlfriend. My girlfriend isn't mad about the background check, but I am. It was a complete invasion of her privacy. My family knows things about her finances and other things that I consider private. She has no criminal record, tickets or driving record, bankruptcies or debt, and she served honorably with the Army and has medals. There was no need to investigate her. The only problem they had is the gambling. I think they're hypocrites to say it's a deal breaker when my own driving record from that time is filled with speeding tickets, and I have a sibling in federal prison. I went off on them and left the meeting, and I told everyone involved how wrong and creepy they were. My brother's been telling me I overreacted, and my girlfriend isn't mad, so now I'm not sure if I'm being sensitive about this and shouldn't be mad.
Well, I kind of feel like, or what kind of, I don't know. It's kind of confusing. Like, she was doing shit 14 years ago. How old is this lady? First.
Maybe she was in the military because it was like a fucking like punishment school or something.
I don't know.
What was it, like Sally Jesse Raphael, like boot camp?
Yeah, this shit, it just sounds really suspicious. Like, she's my girlfriend. This shit just sound weird when 14 years ago she was doing dirt. Like, how old is this? How old are these people? Like, so 14 years ago she did some shit, right? So that means they have to be at least in their mid-30s, right?
I mean, mathematically speaking, that probably works.
Why is you telling your family anything about her past? It's none of their business.
They didn't. They called a private investigator for this. That's the point of the story.
I'm saying, okay. What? Okay. So do they do this for everybody then? Because it just doesn't make sense at all. Like,
here we go. Oddly enough, it's where you did this. Not the asshole. That's absolutely insane. Who does that? And the OP responds, apparently my family. I didn't expect this because nothing like this happened when my older brother or my cousin got married. But my mom said it's because they married the daughters of well-known family friends, so there was no need for it. All my other cousins are teenagers, so they don't need to worry about this yet. But I'm concerned the same thing will happen to them too. So they just...
So this shit was just out of the blue, like, we gonna drop a dime on this bitch.
Apparently. It's interesting to me. I wonder if his family is well off and how well off they are that they feel like they need to be like, she has a past that they think is enough to, I don't know, have say over this motherfucker's relationship with. It's like,
maybe it's like a political family and they don't want any skeletons getting easily dug up in the closet.
Political exposure is a thing. I guess I can see that. But again, this person has righted their life, fought for the military. I mean, been in the military, you know what I'm saying, and so forth and so on. They have all the pluses that you need to kind of beat that back. That's some Hunter Biden shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you can try to say that this dude's trash, but it's like, it ends up looking worse on you for saying somebody who tried to get their life together is shitty. You know what I'm saying? This person has gotten their life together, is a sponsor for others to help them get their lives together, has served in the military, has a great credit score, enough to buy their own spot. I'm just like, bruh, your family on some nonsense. And no, you're not the asshole. As I said at the jump, no, you weren't the asshole. You can. This is definitely something to be like, the fuck. But
or maybe he's such an asshole. It's like, we gotta find out why this lady will even want our son.
Let's see. Not the asshole. This feels wildly classist and is leaving all sorts of other discriminatory taste in my mouth. If they don't see this as a huge violation of trust/boundaries, I wouldn't be surprised if they do something similar in the future. The OP responded, it's funny you mentioned classism because my girlfriend is actually out-earns me and my family and her parents do as well. So they're not well off. I have no idea why my family would even want to violate her privacy like this. I'll definitely be on the lookout for boundary issues in the future. So that answered my own question about if maybe his family got dough and they they trying to keep it tight. But if this lady is shit, like it's like her parents should be looking into his ass. That's a wild one. No, this person's not the asshole, clearly, in my opinion. And Seems like most of Reddit would agree with me, though they have not given the official, not the asshole stamp on this. I'm scrolling it out if I can see somebody say, "Come on, man, you wildin'." Not the asshole. Your girlfriend is very open about her past, so it's not about breaching her privacy. It's about your family not trusting your judgment to make your own life's decisions. They aren't hurting your girlfriend. She owns her past. They're hurting you by infantilizing you and pressuring you to, I don't know, break up with your completely honest girlfriend. I have no idea what they're trying to get you to do. But that's why you're uncomfortable. The whole family needs to back way the hell off. It's not normal for family to hire a private investigator to do a background check on a new girlfriend or fiance. That's over the top and weird as fuck. Now, if they had innocently come across the info or just Googled her out of pure curiosity and told you about it, no harm, no foul. But the pressure is what makes this seem so odd. So, there you go. How weird. Let's see. And I was talking about how GTA Trilogy came out today digitally, but not physically. And in this investigation, he discovered that Amazon was on some bullshit and wasn't going to send him his copy until like 3 weeks after the game came out physically. Though the difference is, if you wanted it right now, you can own it digitally. And they put San Andreas on Game Pass, so I downloaded that today. I've never played GTA San Andreas, so I did download that. And because I never played it, I won't know what music is missing and won't be sad about music missing, unlike Anthony, who was like, "You motherfuckers, you done took my music."
I mean, it was a couple songs on there. I understand why it's going off there, but at the same time, I'm still not upset, but like, you know, I'm sure once I start playing, I'll get through it. It was funny, like we were talking about the Pointer Sisters in one of our chats today, and as long as that, I didn't know Automatic was even a Pointer Sister song, because it sounds like it's a dude singing on that song, but that's a whole nother story. And then Michael Jackson want to be starting something.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to be on there. But I understand why. Because, like, the price today is not the price for tomorrow.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Man, Fat Joe's a delight. So, I get that. I understand that. Because I was technically off today because it's a holiday, I wasn't actually off. I actually did end up working because, you know, they paid me for it. So I was like, let me stack this dough. But I did take some time, got back into Deathloop. I need to finish Deathloop before the next time we record Cadillac on Mars, because we want to do a spoiler cast about it, and I need to finish that game. And I just hadn't been playing games. We just been super busy. You know what I'm saying? It's like school stuff and so forth, and just life at a high rated clip. You know what I'm saying? So, but I got back into that today and made some forward progression in the game, and I was like, God, I love this game so stinking much. I think that might be my game of the year. But also, I've been thinking about what's my album of the year. So I went back and started re-listening to the Vince Staples album. Vince Staples is the name of the album, and I'm really fucking with that too. So I just been thinking, as we get toward the end of the year here, I've been going back and just checking out the media of the year that had me excited. Oddly enough, the movies I'm hypest about are not out yet. Spider-Man.
Is that still coming out this year?
Yeah, it comes out in December 14th. And the new Matrix, the Matrix Resurrections. So hyped for that Matrix movie.
And that's coming out this year too?
Yeah, December 22nd.
Is it a cartoon?
No. It's a whole new, Keanu Matrix movie. Also available on HBO Max if you have HBO Max, but I will definitely be seeing that in the theater. And
you
I'm
going
very
to
excited
Columbus?
about that. No, it's not that deep. I'll go see it at my local. I've gotten very appreciative of the Regal Cinemas over at Great Northern, because nobody seems to know it exists. So I can always go in that movie theater where we saw Black Panther at, and comfortably watch a movie from good seats, good, real nice staff. What sucks about them now is they no longer have Coke products, which I like Coke products from the fountain. I don't like, I don't drink them at the crib or nothing like that. But when I'm out for the fountain, I fuck with Coke products, and they have red vines instead of Twizzlers, and red vines is absolute ass.
I seen the natural red vines that I think they spoke about on Doughboys. Where was I at though? It was probably at Target. That's the only place I've been lately. And I remember they said those are better. Maybe we'll have to try that on the behind the paywall.
We do.
Oh man, that'd be dope. How I think this would be a good idea for We Try It. We all bring in something that we like to eat at the movies.
Snow caps it is.
Fuck that. You better not get it from Big Lots.
My number 2, can of beans.
This nigga eating beans.
Yeah, I don't. Snow caps are super gross, man.
Nonpareils, you don't fucking nonpareils?
What are those?
Snow caps.
Just a fancier name of saying it?
It's their actual French name. Yeah, nonpareil. I'm probably pronouncing it.
The like the ones those are usually the multicolored ones, right?
I think so. Nonpareil.
And, yeah, those are gross, man. Like them fucking little sprinkles on there. Well, first of all, I know I probably
Nonpareils are a decorative confection in the shape of tiny balls made with sugar and starch. Oh, so the sprinkles is the nonpareils. So what's on top of the snow caps? That's cool. And then they have chocolate ones where they sprinkle them bitches on there, and those are snow caps in this country and something else in other places, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't like snow caps. Like I don't like the mouthfeel of them, and I don't know. I would rather have Raisinets, and Raisinets are like not gross, just not a candy I eat at the movies.
You know what the problem is Raisinets is? Every now and again you hit one of them raisins that you would never eat out the box. You sprinkle some raisins in your hand, you be like, oh, that shit, it still got a tail on it. I ain't eating that.
I like
these
those
motherfuckers. These motherfuckers done dipped it in chocolate, and so chocolate, you don't know until
stems.
Yeah, I just put nonpareils in the chat. So nonpareils are indeed the dark chocolate disc sprinkled with a small candy balls. The name actually refers to the small candy balls, which is from the French word for without equal, non-parallel, non-parallel, no parallel, non-pareil.
Yeah,
we think putting them on dark chocolate.
I'm used to seeing them like with all the little funny ass colors on them.
With the funny ass, fuck them hoes. and I guess the good people at Nestle, is that a Nestle product? Who makes snow caps?
I don't know. I think probably because isn't like every candy at the movie theater from Nestle almost?
I don't know, but I was right. Them hoes is made by Nestle, and I'm kind of impressed that I pulled that out my hat. But you fuck with snow caps, my man, really? But only the theater. Yeah, like at the theater.
I never buy it. I'll be honest, I don't really buy shit at the theater, like in general. Yeah. But like in the past, I have bought snow caps.
Right on. So I get not to be giving away the information, but I enjoy Sour Patch Kids in the theater, but oftentimes, depending on the length of the movie and the size of the bag of Sour Patch Kids, that's a bad look because all of a sudden your tongue is burning. You know what I'm saying? He's like, God damn, but too much sour. So I've kind of backed off of that as actually my movie theater snacks. Reese's Pieces is the shit. If they have
giving it all away for free, literally to you.
I'm saying what's dope. But at some point we'll have to come through what we actually fuck with in the theater. So, let's see. Anything else that I need to tick off the list of things we share with the listener? I don't think we have any feedback. Let's see. I'm double checking all the. Oh, you know what? Let me go to the email. The email. What? The email. Podcast. You feel free to write to us podcast at stayscrunchyandmilk.com if you are so inclined. No emails this week and no voicemails this week. So Sorry about that. No feedback from the peanut gallery this week. Oh, I got my phone.
How's that working out for you so far?
It's way big, and so I'm trying to make sure I don't do this, which is put the weight of the phone on my damn pinky, because it's too much goddamn phone to be putting on my pinky. I went for the big model this go round, so I'm making a point to force myself to hold it properly and not fuck up my damn carpal tunnel again by having a phone sitting on my pinky, which is the thing we as a people seem to find ourselves doing more often than we should. So if you find yourself resting your phone on your pinky, stop doing that. You're fucking your wrist up. So warning from your boy. It has a cool little filming effect where I can tap one part of the film while I'm filming it, and I can keep it in focus and keep the background kind of bokeh, and then I can tap on the background and bring it into focus, and the front, the foreground becomes into bokeh. So it's fun for kind of shooting some stuff with. I shot the kids had their Veterans Day band performance today for the city I live in Veterans Day program, and I filmed some of that, and Vanessa said it looked pretty cool, so I'm like, cool. I feel good about that. So yeah, new phone.
The one thing I kind of feel like not really stopping me from getting a new phone, but is making me hesitant is like the fact that no phones have expandable memory anymore for the most part. The only phone that has expandable memory is the last Note that came out. And then I kind of don't want to keep Samsung no more because they're not even having Samsung Pay anymore.
Yeah. Or at least the way they used to do it with that, where the magnetic, basically they were spoofing your card.
Yeah.
I hear you there. Yeah, but see, you was a Google man off rip, so you would just be heading back to the mothership if you went back to get the Google phone.
Yeah, but it doesn't have expandable memory. So
I mean, so you got to go for the big one. Just get the fucking 256 or 512, whatever size phone they got.
128 is the biggest one.
That is absolute. Oh, because they want you to use the cloud.
They can cloud these nuts.
Pixel 6. It's a super fly phone, man.
I'm just thankful my Note 9 is still kicking.
I mean, but the reality of it is, again, we've been locked in the house. It's like there's nothing,
Yeah, but I still use it. I've been using it the whole time we've been doing this show.
True. Fair enough.
This thing's over 3 years old now and it's still kicking.
A Go Flip phone is only $96.
I'm scrolling. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I think this is the longest I've ever used the same phone.
Even the OG, what phone did you have when I met you? I feel like it was the second Google phone.
I had a T-Mobile MyTouch 3G or something.
Yeah. And that was like the second Google phone at that point in time. Like it was like the second.
But I bought that off eBay, unlocked, and I threw it onto like a cheap carrier like Revel or something like that. So it wasn't even like I bought that brand new. Like that phone was older, but it wasn't older to me.
The whole city was behind you.
They have a 512 gigabyte model, sir. You can take it all the way up to the top. 128, 256, and 512.
But not on T-Mobile though.
What the hell? T-Mobile be wilding. I'm finally on T-Mobile officially. You know what I'm saying? I've got with the new phone. I'm off of Sprint.
Mm-hmm.
But that means I get the sweet features such as spam likely phone calls, which I got my first one today. Scam likely, forgive me, not spam likely. Which
I get potential spam.
But yeah, that shit unknown, scam likely. I'm like, thank you for telling me that. That's so nice of you.
Yeah, they only have so far. And plus it's on back order, just like the.
Well, it took weeks for this phone to get here. The fact that it actually technically shipped early. I mean, but you could buy it directly. I mean, I guess if you want to get it from T-Mobile, you wouldn't even say you get it from T-Mobile because, you know what I'm saying, their payment options work for you, so forth. But
I'm fine for now until the wheels fall. I don't know. I was thinking, should I just go ahead and try to get another phone before something bad happened to this phone? But knock on corkboard.
for sure. I wonder if you have to. It's a particular model that you have to dig up to get it. This has little to do with the show at this point. Now I'm just talking to my friends about telephones, because it's a Pixel, but it's also a Pixel Pro, and I wonder if you look at the Pixel Pro is the one they said they have bigger sizes for, or do they even have the Pixel Pro? You know,
they do have the Pixel Pro, but it's only 128. Maybe you gotta wait for the Pixel Pro or the Pixel Pro Plus, because they did have I think they had a Pro Plus before.
Because they do some updates usually. Google does, you know what I'm saying? They'll drop the phone, be like, this that new hotness, and then 6 months down the line they'll be like, and we tweak some things.
Yeah,
So,
I remember last time they tweaked some things, but it's like, oh yeah, but this bitch plastic though.
yeah, that indeed was the tweak. All right, well, clear my throat here. Housekeeping. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Stays Krunchy, and our Twitch channel, Stays Krunchy and Milk. And give us a follow over on Twitter, SkimPod. And please retweet us if you see us tweeting some shit. If I tweeted something from the show's account, I need it to be shared far and wide. Rarely is it just me discussing something with somebody, even though I've been a little more chatty lately because we've had people talking to us on the account. So, but you know what I'm saying? Go look at the pin post. Retweet that bitch if you have not already. Please and thank you. Do the same on Instagram too. You know what I'm saying? Go like it. I don't know if you can retweet it. I guess you can put it in your story. I'm not gonna ask that of you. If you want to though, feel free. You know what I'm saying? Share that with the people. Be like April. Share it with your spouse. Get them involved. You know what I'm saying? Because then they'll take that shit to their friends, and the word spreads. And I fuck with it. If you want to support the show financially, you got a few bucks to toss away. You can join our Patreon. Where members at the $5 and above tier get extra content each month and early access to new shows. And that might be it might be time for a bit of a reworking of that. We'll see what that entails. But who knows? Maybe we'll figure out a better deal for you to make it a more attractive proposition. You know what I'm saying? Maybe add a new tier, a different tier, so forth and so on. But we'll figure it out. There's also merch available. I'm saying all sorts, including if you have this new iPhone 13 Pro Max like I have, they now have cases for that over at tpublic.com/user/Stays Krunchy and Milk, all one word. Go get yourself a fly little case for your phone with the brand on the back of it. Tell them T sent you. It's all to the good. Feel free to give us a call. 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We'd certainly love to hear from you. Our missing man this week is the Real ODP. He got to go to the shank today. I'm sure he'll share that with you and or the patrons at some point in the near future.
And that day, Gabe put up a good fight.
That's Tatum 216.
Hello.
That's Lunchbox 2099.
I showed up.
And showed out.
And I may or may not have pooped in the middle of this episode.
That is twice now that has happened. Well, all of a sudden, all of a sudden,
dude,
just
it's like
no
a week.
damn.
Twice an episode.
What it is I usually eat before we record, and then whatever's in there gets forced out, you know?
I hear you, I see you, and I respect you.
I think you need a Wally chair.
Wally. Man, that's a great movie. I am the Internet's Terror 713. You've just been podcast 2, and I'm certain you loved it. We'll catch you next week. Peace.
Some of us
Big
will.
lots.